You know that feeling when you're in a room full of people talking and you're just watching? Not shy, not anxious, just naturally taking everything in. And then someone says, "You're so quiet," like it's a problem you need to fix. But here's what's actually happening in your brain that most people don't understand. Society often mistakes observation for discomfort. If you're not constantly contributing to the conversation, people assume you're nervous, uninterested, or holding back. But the psychology behind this behavior tells a completely different story. People who observe more than they speak aren't lacking confidence, they're processing. Their brain is naturally wired to absorb information before responding, and that's not a weakness, it's a different operating system. The misunderstanding happens because our culture often rewards the loudest voice in the room, not necessarily the most thoughtful one. From a psychology perspective, this comes down to how your brain prioritizes energy and input. Some people think out loud, they process through talking. But if you're someone who observes first, your brain is doing something different. It's collecting data, reading emotional cues, noticing patterns in human behavior that others miss while they're focused on what they'll say next. This is connected to emotional intelligence in a specific way. You're not just hearing words, you're reading tone, body language, energy shifts. Your self-awareness is tuned to the environment, not just your own thoughts. Think of it like this: while others are broadcasting, you're receiving. Both are valuable. Neither is superior. It's just a different mindset. Your brain finds safety in understanding the room before entering it. That's not overthinking. That's strategic emotional processing. This trait gets misunderstood, but it's actually connected to high emotional intelligence when it's balanced. People like you often understand group dynamics better because you're not caught up in performing. You notice when someone's uncomfortable, when the energy shifts, when something's not being said. That's a form of awareness most people don't develop because they're too busy filling silence. But here's the important part. This doesn't make you better than people who speak more. It just means your brain processes social situations through observation, and that's a completely valid way to exist in the world. Now, there is one thing to stay aware of. Sometimes this strength can become a hiding place. If you're using observation as a way to avoid being seen or known, it can start to feel isolating. The goal isn't to become more talkative, it's to make sure you're observing from choice, not fear. Because when this behavior comes from self-awareness, it's powerful. When it comes from self-protection, it can quietly drain you, and that's worth noticing. If this felt like it was describing you, I want you to know you're not broken and you don't need to change your personality to fit someone else's idea of normal. The psychology of human behavior shows us that there are many ways to be intelligent, connected, and present. Your way is one of them. If you recognize yourself in this, feel free to share your experience in the comments, or just read through them and see how many people quietly relate. And if you want more psychology content that helps you understand yourself without making you feel like you need to be fixed, this is the place. Thanks for being here.